It's time to make it a sauce.
It's Some Guy Who Cooks, starring Brett Picorni. Featuring Brett Picorni. Guest stars on the show include Sal, Pappy, and the lovely Paula. Today's episode is brought to you by Brett Picorni. Today's video is going to take less than 5 minutes or my name isn't Flapjack Flanagan. Spoiler alert, my name is not Flapjack Flanagan. I'm just not that cool. Anyway, like I said, time to make it the sauce. Today we're making marinara, and I want to teach you how easy it really is. You don't need too many ingredients to make a good marinara. And the biggest key, much like many recipes, is to taste it along the way so you know what you think it needs. So I've got my Instapot here. It's heating up on the saute setting. We're gonna kick things off with a little olive oil. Oh, that's a lot of olive oil. The world's biggest jug of olive oil. Maybe. Just gonna be careful to put a little bit in and not, sploop. Okay, maybe that's not a tiny bit of olive oil, but we're doing a big old thing of sauce here, so bear with me. We'll come back to you, olive oil. First couple things we're gonna throw in this sauce. We got some finely diced onions. Bloop. Listen to that sear. We've also got some finely diced green pepper. Bloop. If you know me, you know I'm not a fan of peppers. However, I do believe a green bell deserves a place in chili and in tomato sauce. And maybe salsa too. But that's it. Okay, maybe a couple other things. But I don't want it to be the star of the show, okay? Next thing we're gonna add, this might sound weird, but carrots. I've got some shredded carrots here, and what we're using those for is to add a little bit of sweetness without having to add in sugar. I have in the past been guilty of adding sugar to my marinara. I don't think it's the worst thing you can do, but this is a little healthier than that. Carrots have a natural sweetness to them and a nice little earthiness that adds another depth of flavor to the sauce. And because they're shredded, they're really gonna turn into nothingness once we cook them down. Kind of like those peppers and onions. We're gonna wanna cook this all down until those carrots are good and soft. And some people might say add your garlic later just because you don't want it to burn, but quite frankly, I don't think it's gonna burn and I want it to get a little bit of caramely too. So I'm adding in a whole head of garlic. I know that sounds like a lot, but I like a good garlic marinara. And I'm always like, what's this 2 clove BS? No, we're adding a head of finely minced garlic. Now we shouldn't have to add any liquid to this because there's plenty of water in those onions and peppers. You can see the steam coming up at us. And you know what? While these saute, I'm gonna cover it up so some of that water stays in the steam and steams those carrots a bit. All right, sauteing's going well. Let's pick up one of these carrots and let's see here. Breaks apart real easy. Does it squish? Oh yeah, it just kind of squishes between my fingers real good like that. Feel a tiny bit of bite, but that's okay. There's more cooking to be done. Next up, we're adding our tomato paste. This is Alessi Authentico double concentrated tomato paste. You know it's a nice tomato paste because it comes in a tin tube, or maybe it's aluminum. Either way, time to get it squeezing. Yeah, we are adding this entire tube, okay? Look at that. Amid the steam falls a champion. The final squeeze. I think I got about all I'm gonna get out of that tube. Now we got some goodies in the bottom of the pan. We want to deglaze those. I'm gonna use a little bit of red wine. Listen to that. I'm gonna add some more. And what this red wine is doing is not only adding some flavor, but it's also pulling up any of that stuff that's sticking to the bottom, like I like to call it the goodies. That's just caramelization from our veggies and whatnot that's sticking to the bottom of the pan. Let it go too long and it will taste like burned because it's burned. But when you deglaze it with something like water or vinegar or wine, you really add to the flavor. Now, I like a good strong red wine flavor in my marinara, so see me behind that steam? I'm just gonna add all of it. Mind you, that wasn't a whole bottle of wine, but it wasn't a tiny amount either. We're gonna mix this, we're gonna let it cook down a little bit to cook out the alcohol, but keep that flavor. Now it's time to add the actual tomatoes. For this, I've got imported Italian San Marzano tomatoes. These are definitely the kind of tomatoes you want to use when you're making like a pizza sauce or marinara. They got a nice sharp bite to them. A lot of good flavor. Normally, I would use fresh tomatoes, but I wanted to do something a little more special here for y'all. So here we go. We've got full tomatoes in here, full San Marzanos, and they look a lot like Roma or plum tomatoes. And there's also some sauce in here. What you want to do with these, the full tomatoes, go ahead and give them a little crush with your hand here before you drop them in. And you can let all of that sauce in there. If a few tomatoes get by you, that's okay. But crushing it by hand sure helps out. Like I said, make sure you wash your hands. Maybe I didn't say that earlier. Make sure you wash your hands. Woo, hot. Just look at these tomatoes juicing as I crush them. How cool is that? Pro tip, use a spatula to get all the sauce out of the can instead of your hand like I just did, and you'll avoid cutting yourself. Quite frankly, the tomatoes are going to get you the volume you need. And also, I mean, it is a tomato sauce. But in that case, why the tomato paste? The tomato paste helps you get a deeper, richer tomato flavor while also thickening the sauce. Can you thicken it just by cooking it down? Of course, but it takes a lot longer than if you add something like tomato paste. I got a few more cans of these guys. Let's go ahead and add them in. Real quick, I do want to give a shout out to my friend and coworker Brett Walton of the Waltwins. If you haven't heard of the Waltwins, well, check them out. Link in the description down below. They do a lot of awesome cooks, specifically using a Blackstone grill. They're all around great dudes, very funny, make some good food too. Check them out. Brett's the one who gave me the tip on using the carrots in this to help sweeten it. So we got a butt ton of tomatoes in here. We got all of our carrots and onion and pepper and garlic and all that good stuff, but there's few essential things we still need to add. For one thing, how about some herbs? I've got some fresh oregano and rosemary from the garden here all bundled up. I'm just gonna drop this on in here while the tomato sauce is simmering, and all the flavors from that are gonna come right on out. I'm leaving the stems in because I'm gonna pull those out at the end. And what would tomato sauce, or Italian in general, be without some fresh basil? Oh, I am terrible at keeping basil plants alive. Some of this stuff is salvageable. We got a few full leaves. I'll drop them right on in there, and those can cook down with our other herbs. I've also got some really dry, kind of dead leaves, but they're still a little aromatic, so I'll drop those in too and just pull these stems out at the end. In the meantime, I do like a good strong basil flavor, so I'm going to add some of this tubed basil paste. Supposedly it's fresh, smells like basil, tastes like basil, and in you go. Bloop. Now guys, I do have a bit of a sweet tooth, and I do like a sweet pasta sauce. Those carrots did great, but I need just a little bit more sugar for my taste. You might not want sugar. Like I said, taste it, see what you like. For me, I know I need to add just a little bit. It also needs just a dash of peppy, but not too much. And of course, the specialist, Sal. I also like to add a little bit of accent here. And to help with that sweetness without adding too much sugar, just a dash or two of cinnamon. Spice your sauce up however you want, guys. I like to add a little chili powder, this and that and the other. Really, it's up to your taste. It can be as simple or complex as you want it to be. Most important part is that you use tomatoes because, well, it's tomato sauce. Fantastic. This is going to continue to simmer a bit, and while it does, I'm going to add a little heavy cream as well. It might sound strange, but heavy cream does add a richness of flavor to your marinara sauce. You can see it's lightened it up a fair amount, and now those herbs really, really pop when they come up and you see them. We're going to finish the sauce with just a little bit more olive oil. Once again, that olive oil adds flavor. It also adds a silkiness to the sauce, and it's a great way to start and finish any marinara. I'll be good this time, and I'll use a tasting spoon. All right. That is an excellent marinara. It's gonna make a fantastic pizza sauce, wink wink, future episode. And you know, it's great for anything marinara. As you can see, simple, quick, easy, that's all there is to it. But you know me and how I like to make things complex, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this lid on and let it simmer for about a day. Everybody's favorite part. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, comment all you wish. Until next time, just some guy who cooks.